I technically showered yesterday because it's
technically
12:13, so it was yesterday.
Yeah,
Okay.
like 15 hours.
I've been looking
17
after
hours
the
ago.
baby since 6 a.m. So I haven't. I'm talking to Matt. So I haven't showered.
But you have a little being that desires your attention more than the water of a shower.
He's not sleeping. That's perfect. I've got an hour 15 minutes before he starts doing it.
Berg up dancing like
us
so
on track.
tomorrow. He's getting on the disco ball. Like, I don't know what the song is.
We're officially live.
I was dancing in his head to the theme tune from Star Trek: The Next Generation. I'm just guessing.
How do you dance to that?
Did you not just see Matt?
Sorry, I wasn't looking.
That's how you dance to it.
Yeah, Mr. Observancy over there, in Japan. So it's not like I just point at you and it's like over there. It's not like shut up. Get on with it.
Have you ever bought a bag of apples and then accidentally bought another bag?
No.
That happened to me yesterday. I didn't realize I already had a bag of apples, so now I have two.
I'll send you a recipe for apple slaw.
You know what?
Ooh, that
You know
sounds
what,
good.
Evan? I got 2 apples. I got 2 apples. I got 2 apples today. Hey, hey.
Is that a song?
I don't think Mitch has been here for a while, but something's definitely happened to
You
him.
guys don't know this movie? The Little Rascals, man. The Little Rascals. I got a pickle.
Oh,
I got a pickle. I got a pickle.
Isn't that is that the baseball one or is that the NFL one, like the football
That's
one?
the go-kart
Little
one.
Rascals.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where
I didn't
he
see that,
sings
no.
about his love for his
Alfalfa?
love, and then they put alfalfa, and then they
Yeah,
put
okay,
like
right.
bubbles in his drink,
okay,
and he
doesn't ring a
sings and
bell.
goes blood.
Okay, I think we'll put that down as after my time. If certain things are before yours, might have missed the hype train on that film.
It's such a great movie.
I'm never watching it.
Recommend it.
Please don't watch
Dan
it. I
can
don't think
watch
it's
it
that
because
good.
he has a child, so it works perfect.
Yeah.
Is it on Disney Plus? Then I
I
can
have
watch
no
it.
idea. I'd have to look. I'm not sure.
Pretty sure it's a Disney film.
Right, shut up, everybody. We are Pixel Pints. We are the only global podcast that talks about 2 things that we enjoy, which are good beer and video games. We're not here to promote drinking. Please drink responsibly. Normally, we'd go around the room and ask people how they're doing, but we've got a announcement that I need to make, and then we need to go live to the newsroom in Bucharest for the outcome of the 2020 Beer Umvirate / Pixel Pints game fantasy draft.
Oh.
So I'll just read this pre-prepared statement on behalf of all of us. At Pixel Pints, we pride ourselves on providing you, the fans, with the best podcast experience about good beer and video games that we possibly can. Recently, our podcast listeners and viewers on YouTube had to experience our experience late, missing out on the brilliant Halloween episodes experience and whatever the experience was the week after that I can't remember. This delay wasn't due to us to delaying the shows in order to crunch to deliver you the best experience you can possibly experience. Rather, this was Matt looking into why his ballot in the state of Nevada still hadn't been counted in the 2020 presidential election. On behalf of the rest of us, I would like to apologize for Matt undertaking his civic duty to investigate the experience that happened to his ballot and the delay in your experiencing our experience that we all experienced. All the episodes are now available and hope that you enjoy all the experiences as much as we enjoyed making the experiences for you to experience. Even the show that I can't remember experiencing. Thank you.
Deep.
Bravo, dude. That was awesome.
That was great.
I was trying so hard not to laugh through it, too.
Oh, man. Of course, it's
That's
the
great.
Xbox experience.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's experiencing the experiences together.
The experience is within the experiences, which is the experience, which is experiencely phenomenal.
Right now. It's happening right now.
This is it.
Right, and now we do need to go live to Bucharest to hear the outcome of the 2020 beerumbrella/pixel
Now for a fantasy league update. I can confirm that we can now call the Pixel Pints Fantasy Gaming League 2020 for Mitch, with his leading 74.5 average game score now being unreachable. At the beginning of the year, it was fuck it. Fucking
Just keep going. Just keep going.
He's gonna get kicked off that show.
The teleprompter has failed.
At the beginning of the year, it was expected that Mitch was the frontrunner, but was going to be a close race between Mitch and Keith. However, the COVID delays have hit the league hard and could result in Evan, who was given the leftover games, beating Matt, meaning Matt will finish last. Even with the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 and it getting perfect scores, it will not be enough from votes from the Game Voter College for Keith to win this year's league. We expect Mitch to take the Pixel Pints office soon, once Keith concedes. For taking the title, Mitch wins the right to appoint the 2020 Pixel Pints Game of the Year, as well as override one category in the first Pixel Pints Awards to appoint his choice as winner or loser. Breaking news. We have just received a statement from Keith's solicitors, McWomble and Mitch, stating they will challenge the result in the Kotaku Supreme Court as they suggest widespread game score rigging by Mitch, as well as payments made by Mitch's campaign to studios to delay games out of 2020. They do agree, however. Marvel's The Avengers was a terrible pick by Keith, and the game was rightly trashed. More on this story. Over to Matt for the weather in Las Vegas.
That was almost perfect for the whole news audio. Hopefully people can hear it. I tried to adjust the audio so that we could hear Rafa speak as well. I don't have my phone with me, dude, so I don't even know what the fuck temperature it is. It has been around 12 C here, so around 56.
It's been around a 12.
Tom is really disappointed about Mitch winning.
I'd like to make my short statement now. So going live to the bedroom. I first want to thank all my Pixel Pint fans for believing in me. I made a magical comeback in the Game of Game Awards 2019, and my momentum has just been swinging all the way to the ultimate prize of the fantasy draft winner. Because of this, I would like to say that I am optimistic about the results of this, and that we are going to win this very much so. We want to wait until all the game scores have been counted, but we are optimistic about our victory. Be patient, wait strong, and enjoy your 200 hours of Cyberpunk. It will be a long while before we get those review scores, so just hang tight. But we're ready to win this thing.
Stop the count. Oh wait, we're losing? Keep the count going. Wait, that doesn't work. That's not in threes.
I do.
Whichever makes me win this somehow.
I do kind of.
Wait, did I get third?
You got third.
There's
Yeah,
actually
I do kind of feel like
chance.
I do kind of feel like
There's
the
actually a chance.
libertarian
Shut up.
candidate here with 1.5% of the vote.
Evan, there's actually a chance that you could beat me.
Oh my god. I would gladly take third place for a bunch of
You would
shit
get
games
second
that I didn't even
if you
pick.
beat
Yeah.
McWomble. You would
Yeah,
get
that would be
second
amazing.
for the
What is your league
leftovers.
ending?
So I was just doing some quick calculations. I need Cyberpunk to get 10 to avoid you beating me, and you
A
finish
10?
second. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it will get
Okay.
banned.
Wow.
Okay, quickly for people that don't know, the episode where we picked the games of the year at the beginning of 2019, I was not on. So Matt,
right.
Keith, and Mitch picked all of their 10s and then gave me the
Leftovers.
dregs, the absolute bottom of the
I'm
barrel.
sorry. We
games.
gave you some good quality sports
we did.
games. We gave you the
And
quality
Spelunky
the
too.
even
that
eights.
reviewed really well.
We gave you
You
some
only gave me
eights.
Spelunky 2 because you thought it would be delayed till 2020. Don't lie.
That's
I
true.
mean 2021.
Are you
21.
doing the next one?
And note this,
February?
McWomble, I could have lost this whole election if I took Marvel's Avengers from you, because I did originally and I gave it back.
Oh wow, that's happened, huh? Interesting.
Because
Interesting move.
he bestowed upon me power from the Game of the Game Awards. So I get powers all the time. This is just, I should be known as Power Guy.
Yeah,
I
so,
will be on the
do
next
you-
fantasy draft. So
So the next, we'll quickly go around and see how everyone is, and then I'm going to go through the format and categories for the Pixel Points Awards 2020.
Nice.
So Matt, we don't know what the temperature is where you are. I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere in the mid-teens.
Yeah.
Mitch, how's things? Now that you're obviously elated with the news that your lead is unassailable.
I just I'm gotta wait for the results. I just gotta be patient, but I'm super optimistic. I'm super excited. I've been playing some Code Vein. I highly recommend it. If you've been wanting to play a Souls game and been intimidated, Code Vein's a really good game to pick up. I highly recommend it. You basically have co-op throughout the entire game, and then you can add an online third player. So you could basically get through these dungeons pretty quickly. I would say it's probably the easy mode in a Souls game. And if you like anime, it's got a good anime story. Again, the title, as Evan says, is meaningless. I don't understand why it's called the way it is, but okay.
Is this next gen exclusive?
No, Code Vein is on last gen hardware. It came out last year, 2019.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I just had it on.
Anime Dark Souls.
It was on a discount on the PlayStation Store. I think it was only like $20 for the entire collection edition, so I just went for it. And I am having a blast. So I highly recommend it. It's really fun. Cool systems.
And you get to dress up in lots and lots of anime clothes.
Yes.
Yay.
Right. Evan, how's things with you?
Good. I'll get this out of the way quickly. I'm drinking a very nice IPA that has one of the worst can designs that I've seen in quite a while.
I'll be right back. I
Boom.
got one.
I have you beat, dude, with the IPA.
Are you serious?
Worst can designs? Yes.
This is fucking terrible. Hey,
Is that called
Bell's
Bass
Two
on it?
Hearted. That's
It's
my
called-
favorite beer.
Two Hearted Ale American IPA.
Yeah, it's got two fish on it. Yeah, that's the shit, man. I love Bell's Two
I think
Hearted.
the fish one is worse.
How dare all of you? That's my favorite beer, by the way, regardless of what you think of the can. Come on now, look at this. Hoppin Gatsun to IPA. Come on now. That's Gatsun is kind of like onomatopoeia for kind of like crash, knock, thud type of thing. So I don't know. It's a West Coast style ale, 7%, 70 IBUs. It tastes good, but this can is a horrible design. But I'm good. Other than that can, I'm good. Drinking beer, Saturday night, doing well.
Sorry, I should show off my alcohol really quick. I got Korean wine.
Oh, that's
Soon, hurry.
Yes. So it was Korean wine. And then, because we did a half American, half Asian Thanksgiving. And then this one is a beer, and it is Belching Beaver Brewery.
Nice.
Say that 3 times fast.
My wife
And
loves
it
them,
is-
by the way.
And it is Miso Honey Blondie.
Yes, that's actually really good beer. I've had it before.
They have
That's a
some
pretty
really
rough name.
interesting. They have some really good titles.
They do,
I
yeah.
can't remember what the other one was. There's 2 of them. It was this one, the other one. I was deciding between. I can't remember the other name top of my head.
Is it
at all.
like is that one like a Belgian beer? So Belgian blonde beer.
No,
Amber? What was it? This one. This one is. Sorry, I was looking at so many different ones, so I was trying to figure out what it was.
I'd say it's very much an American blonde.
Yeah, this one's an American blonde, and then
sure, yeah.
alcohol 5.5%.
Yeah.
So a good session. A good session.
Good session. let's skip back to Bucharest and see how our newsreader's doing. Have you been fired for swearing on it?
You totally swore in there. I heard you.
I hope not. But
The
I've got a
CDC is
surprise
going to
for
come and get you and fine you $100 million.
you. Alexa, dim the lights. Okay. Alexa, turn on Pixel Pints. Alexa, turn on Pixel Pints.
Okay.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh.
That's awesome,
Boom.
dude.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm doing fine. And
I now control electricity with my voice.
yeah,
Fuck you guys.
I'm now
Mic
reading my
drop.
whole apartment with Alexa. She brushes my teeth every morning. It's going great. Yeah.
Until it turns into hell, and then leaves you outside and won't let you back in the apartment.
Alexa, turn on normal.
Okay.
There you go.
I love you, Rafa.
There was
Yeah.
there was an
Yeah,
Outer
yeah,
Limits
yeah.
episode like that.
Everyone is watching a new episode of Black Mirror live.
Right?
Wow.
This is what this is.
All right.
Matt, there was an episode of The Outer Limits where
There was a house like automation system that ended up killing the guy's wife.
oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
The
it
Outer
was-
Limits. What a great TV show! Aren't they bringing it back?
I have no idea. They
did-
should though.
They did.
They've brought it back several times. I'm talking about the '90s incarnation, but yeah.
Yeah, not the 50s one, because they
Right.
wouldn't have had the technology to do that then. Right, Dan, how's things?
Good. I'm just feeding my child as I sit here. So that's why I was muted for a bit.
Is that a euphemism for something?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
That's for him. What are you talking about? He needs his milk, guys. He needs
Is
his-
that a nice milk stout?
Yeah, milk, nice milk stat in the bowl.
Yeah. What was? Can
Bit
I
of
see that
brandy.
that can design
Brandy.
again?
can.
The old
That's
school work.
that's some
Hazy
idea you got?
beer.
Yeah. But no, yeah, all good. Just first week back at work since having the baby. So pretty knackered, but it was my shift. So that's why I'm here. Just happens to work out, otherwise I'd be asleep. But it's nice to hang out with you guys. Gives me something to do while looking after the little chap.
Great.
So,
Now that we know how everyone else is, no one bothered to ask me. So we'll just
How are
I'm
you,
sorry.
Keith?
I'm sorry. How are you, Keith? It's been so long.
I can only talk to you through my solicitors.
Which Keith actually was gonna say, because we were left out on last week's episode, I was gonna contact you and be like, let's make our own episode and just say that their episode didn't count because we weren't a part of it.
Right. So we are going to do a 2020 award show. And what I've got the list of categories. Obviously, Mitch has the power to name the game of the year on behalf of Pixel Pints for winning the Fantasy League. He also has the power to override the popular vote. He has a power of veto to just appoint one other game of his choice if he doesn't agree with the selection that everyone else is making. So I'll just run through the format. So I'm going to announce the categories live on air. Oh, I need to change my background.
Now we're getting paper copies of this, so we can. Copies will be dispersed to the academy once this is announced. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then we've got ballot counters in place. So
Just don't let me
in
count the ballots.
Nevada,
Yeah.
in Nevada.
no, it's not happening in Nevada. It's happening in Sunderland. So I'm going to announce the categories. I'm going to send all the categories out to everyone to add their nominations. If more than one person gives the same nomination in that category, that will count to a vote towards that nomination.
Oh.
Once everyone's completed all of their nominations, send them out, and everyone can vote on the nominations in each category. And if we don't have a clear winner, we go back to Mitch for him to decide who will get the award.
Okay.
You might as well just call
We're
them the
doing-
Mitch Awards. Just go, Nick.
We're not doing this in December. We're doing it now.
We have to do it now. because we won't have enough time for everyone to go around and start doing nominations and then come back and collate them and then share them back again. So we need to start now.
Yeah.
See what you're saying.
When's the actual-
so
when
we're
the actual- when's the
selecting
actual
we're
award
selecting
show?
the actual nominees today.
Yeah, we're
Gotcha.
selecting. No, we're not.
We're not actually giving the awards out. We're just doing
No,
the
we're not
nominations.
giving
Making
the
the
awards
nominees.
now. We're making the
Gotcha.
nominations.
Yes.
Perfect.
Excellent. All right.
So the first category is favorite character from 2020. This doesn't have to be a playable character. It could also be an NPC. The second category is AAA game industry moment. So this is where we take the industry to task a little bit for bad behavior. Then we've got the next category for biggest disappointment. Now, there could be quite a lot of entries for this. Next category is biggest surprise. What was our biggest surprise of 2020? Category of favorite Pixel Pints moment. It wouldn't be the same if we didn't award ourselves an award.
That's a good thinking.
The next category is a bit long, so bear with me. It's the Among Us Award for best game that shouldn't be nominated in 2020 but is.
Thank you.
I got one.
And then we've got favorite gaming moment of the year, but it doesn't have to be from games released in 2020. We've got a forward-looking award of most excited for in 2021. And then the final category is Mitch's choice of best game. But I'd want everyone to get involved with the nominations for best game because we will read them off. But Mitch can just appoint The Last of Us Part 2 as the best game of. If I let that one leak, oh damn it!
I think we knew that going in, to be honest.
Right,
So you could throw a curveball and nominate something and give something else the win now.
Right, does anyone? Shall I go through the categories once more?
No.
We can go. through
Just go
each
one
of
by one.
them. Yeah, one by one.
Because I have a
so-
feeling you already have a nominee for each of the categories. So by the time you pick your nominee, we all will have one.
I was going to send them out so we could get a bigger
There are so many. There's
pool of people.
things that happened this year that my brain fails to recall them, like any of them. It
Yeah,
just-
I Google searched 2020 games this year because I
Yeah,
can't
this
remember
is why
what
we're
I
not
played.
doing it live. I'm going to send all of these out. I'm going to do a spreadsheet. I'm going to put everyone's name in a tab and do all the categories in those, and everyone can fill them in and then get them back to me. I'll collate them and then share the collated list with everyone, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Oh, we're not doing it live.
now.
Nope, he changed his mind.
No,
Oh.
I just
I
think
was
it's
totally
gonna
getting
be
ready for it.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
like,
Oh yeah.
a bunch of bastards. Do you want to do it now?
well, we can do. Well,
No, we can do
McWomble-
ours now.
Well,
and
yeah,
then
we
you
can just
you
submit
put it out
ours,
to
and then
everyone
you
else
can.
who couldn't make it on the show.
Yeah, and then send it to
Yeah.
who haven't been on the show yet, so at least they have a hint of what we got.
Okay.
Because I think it's an
Okay.
interesting conversation.
Okay. Screw it. I'll go and get a notepad. Try and do
Good
stuff
job.
to make this organised, and you lot just wade in here with your American-sized shoes, which are one size bigger than everywhere else in the world for no goddamn reason.
Sounds like my kind of time.
All right, so
So I looked up games of 2020, and guess what's still on there? Halo Infinite.
yeah, it shouldn't be. Shouldn't be, but it is.
It shouldn't be on there, but it is.
I think this is why I think most disappointing of 2020 could be a long list. Right, let's start with favourite character. And my vote for favourite character is Lady Masako from Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
My vote is Jesse, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
My vote goes to Tom Nook.
Oh, fucking hell. Bell
Manual.
Merchant. Right, Evan? Favorite
The reason
character?
the reason this is a bad idea is because you threw these categories at us and expect us to come to a conclusion in seconds.
You
I
can
need
you
I
can
need time.
submit yours later
You
if you
can-
can't think of one now. You can submit it
All right.
later.
Well, just skip me. I need more time. You guys can.
Well, that was the point of doing it my way, and then you've got.
Yeah, I know. It's not your fault.
Everybody
It is our
overrode.
fault for yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. Some of us already knew our answers, so it's no big deal if
It's
you
fine.
need to skip.
It's fine. I'll add it later. Yeah.
Ichiban from the new Yakuza.
Wait, do you only get one, or do we nominate as many as we want?
It's a great answer.
No, we only get one.
No, I suggested one for
For Evan.
Oh gosh, I
Right,
see what you mean.
Matt?
Okay.
Yeah, that is up there.
I forget what the hell his name is. He's the
It can't be that memorable, man. Then Dan.
no, he's the drunk Fate Master in Kingdoms of Amalur. He's like one of the first characters you meet after you meet the gnome.
That's the remakes count. Yeah, count. It came out in 2020 or
Yeah.
remasters, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you can look
so-
up his name later, but you'll.
Yeah, I'll have to look up his name later to add it to the list.
Type it in as-
Drunk
as well.
bloke. Kingdoms of.
Yeah.
That'll work.
That's his name. He doesn't have a name anymore. That's his name.
Erebus Jones will know what I'm talking about.
All right, Dan, do you have a favorite character?
Oh,
Yep.
McWomble, if you send me, I know this is an afterthought, but if you send me all the nominees, I can make special graphics for it, and Burkoff will work together, and we'll make a cool graphic at the bottom of each of the nominees.
Cool.
Yeah, we could do that.
The
Yeah, that sounds great.
Lev from Last of Us 2.
Lev.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
That's a good pick. I like that pick.
That's a good pick.
That is definitely a game I need to replay once I get a PlayStation 5. Or sorry, if I get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, not when if.
Yeah, we might know Evan's most disappointing moment of 2020. He's just going to leave giving his nomination until the raffles are all done in Japan.
Yeah, basically. We'll see what happens.
Right. Triple A game industry cringe moment. And my award, not that anyone would want this, is the equivalent of the raspberries, is EA's insistence on not removing loot boxes in the Netherlands, despite being fined 10 million euros and then a further 500,000 euros a week, and they still won't take loot boxes out of FIFA.
Wow.
You know that means they're making more than that.
Yeah, just from that country.
Yes.
McWomble, mine is Cyberpunk 2077. Not only getting delayed once, not twice, but 3 times in 1 year. That's just ooh.
Right, Rafa?
Let me be the last on this one because I may be voting on someone else's. I don't know. I've got something in mind, but I'm not sure I want to go with that. So I'll just wait for others.
Okay. Matt, since we're skipping Evan, he needs thinking time. He needs a reflector.
All right, so this is
slow.
this is
Slow-
cringe. This
slow
is
learner.
cringe moment, not biggest disappointment.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is calling the game industry out for their bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Ubisoft is suspect for some shit this year, but I can't remember what it is exactly.
You think?
A lot.
But just the industry in general.
I
But
honestly don't-
Ubisoft is like the foster child of it.
I don't know. I don't know if the sexual allegations are cringeworthy or biggest disappointment. I'm gonna go with cringeworthy though.
Yeah, I was hoping someone would do it on cringy because
Yeah,
that was going to
I
be my
know what
second
I'm
one.
going on. What I'm picking. The control situation with 505.
That's a good pick.
That
Yeah,
was
it's pretty sad.
I mean, I don't have a problem with what they did because of course they're a business and whatever. It's how they did it.
And then what you found out later,
Yeah.
that they really lied to you because it was possible.
Dan?
Yeah.
And
Mine is something I've been raging about for months.
Nice.
And I was insured by a fellow fellow Sifter and fellow Pizza Pipe member that no, it won't happen. It won't happen. Is raising game prices worldwide to $70, pounds, whatever it is. There you go. That's my biggest annoyance with the industry.
Evan, of any of
No matter where you live, you get
any
screwed.
of those, would you like to cast a vote for any of those, or do you want to try and come up with your own idea? Later date.
I mean, well, cringe is a hard one. Disappointing is a bit different. I'll wait on my pick.
Do you want to go off? I don't know. Have you got anywhere else you need to be? Is there free beer going anywhere?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's free beer in my house, but no, I obviously paid for it, so I don't think it was free.
Right. So biggest disappointment. This is slightly different. I would cast these two categories as being different. So previous one is calling out the industry for poor behaviour. This could just be our own expectations weren't met. And this is where I'm going to cast my pick for the biggest disappointment of 2020 for Doom Eternal.
Really?
Ooh, a lot of the reviews that came out and all the stuff I'd heard from all the talking heads on podcasts really turned me off of that game. Because I was ready to buy it.
I would say just the last level's broken, but besides that, I enjoyed Doom Eternal, and I loved Doom.
It made me not want to buy the next one.
You know, I was doomed out. I was doomed out by the time I was done with Doom Eternal. Mine is going to be Marvel's Avengers.
Poor
Did you, Mitch,
which
did you play it?
I did not play it, but I watched all the cutscenes, including seeing gameplay, and my lord, it was a waste of my 6 hours. It is
my God,
not
you watched
good.
6 hours of cutscenes?
Well, I just played it in the background while I worked on other stuff for work, and then
then I would you were at that point where okay, I'm probably not going to buy this game, but let me see what it's about, type of thing.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
And the story is literally you play as each character as they try to bring the band back together, and then once they're together, you're like, this doesn't. In my visual experience, it was like, this is nothing. This is pointless. This is just to get you ready for the microtransactions and the loot boxes and doing all that stuff. The story's pointless. I'm not a Marvel fan either, so I don't know a lot of the hidden stuff in it, but it just didn't work for me as a casual.
Yeah, I'll double down on that. I think there was great potential there. I played through the first beta. The game is fun to play. I've seen some people do some really, really cool things playing it, like the thing with Captain America shield that I mentioned before. But yeah, I was excited because you see something like this and you think at the prospect of it becoming this great thing that everyone will play and it will be so fun, but it's such a shallow execution of the idea that it just doesn't stand, and it's a shame. It's a shame because there's a good game buried underneath, but they focused on the wrong things. So
a good way to put it.
Maybe they anthemize it, and we'll get something else.
There's no saving it. It's dead.
No,
it's dead.
It's already being anthemized insofar as they're trying to crawl their way out of this giant hole they've dug themselves.
And here's the ultimate issue, fellas. Anthemized hasn't even happened yet. So how do we know if anthemized is even good? Anthemized could be just as shitty.
I don't. As a word, it makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm still just a small bracket. So I found Anthem for £5 at Curry's. I'm still holding on to that copy despite having a diskless drive. Because who knows?
That says a lot.
Maybe they do fix that game and then it will be worth more.
It
or
won't
maybe
be.
halfway through this generation, when they release.
Just let it, just bury it, just bury it while it's dead. Just help it, help it rest in peace.
Who knows?
All right, Burkoff, what do you got?
Yeah.
So biggest disappointment for me is going to be Halo Infinite getting delayed, because I seriously thought that Microsoft had their shit together, but apparently not. Yeah.
Do you just want to change that to Microsoft getting their shit together?
With everything else,
Microsoft.
I think they do have their shit together. Just they should have
Are you
had Halo.
serious?
They should have had.
Well,
Halo.
they have nothing on their console launch. Nothing new. Nothing new.
Let's get past that.
Yeah, let's get.
I'm
past it.
sorry. I'm changing mine. I'm putting mine Microsoft. That is mine nominee. And then Rolf can have Marvel's Avengers, because I'm just putting Microsoft on the spot here. This is atrocious. This is
Microsoft
unacceptable.
in general.
It's
In
just
general.
unacceptable.
Yeah.
I don't care that Game Pass is the greatest thing ever. You're playing old games on Game Pass because there's
Yeah,
no
There's none
new
of the
games.
games you haven't played
believe
before,
generation.
so, and they're free. So I don't know. I don't
And
agree.
I've pre-installed Call of the Sea, which is a new game.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing old
Yeah.
games with PS5 too. Demon Souls.
Yeah.
It's an
It's,
old
it's a
game.
remake.
That is
remake.
not a
You got,
one-to-one comparison.
Miles Morales, that's a new game. Like,
It's
come
a
on.
fucking
Bug
DLC.
Snacks, that's a free new game. Don't try to argue this around.
Don't
Bug Snacks,
They're
Bug
new
Snacks
games,
is,
but
is Viva Pinata.
Talking about bug snacks, man.
Bug Snacks.
That's how the song should go.
Sounds like
Talk
this
about
is the
bug
one.
snacks, man.
Sounds like this one's the one I'm gonna have to use my veto power on, y'all.
Right. Dan,
I have one.
Oh wow. Whoa. Hold the newspapers. we're going live to Evan.
This was breaking.
Yeah, breaking. I was furiously. I was 0 for 2 in coming up with ideas, so I was furiously looking at my PlayStation account for ideas, and I saw a couple games in here that I played that were severely disappointing. Apex Legends, Dauntless, and Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and it clicked for me. Online co-op
Okay.
is
I'm hurt by that, Evan. I thought we had some fun on Legends. I'll take that as a direct insult to myself.
We did.
Shots fired.
However, because
We
we started.
Dauntless too.
Well, we did, right? We did for a very short amount of time until you just hit the oh, this is all this game is. Hub world, fight one, go to map, go back to hub world, open chest. Just you kind of see the structure of this game and the gameplay loop.
I think
so
you're just trying to
quickly.
say. I think you're trying to talk about just basically current multiplayer status in video games, because that is what
the general
multiplayer is
structure
now.
of it.
What
That's
Evan
what
is
it is
actually
now.
trying to do is walk back his desire to continue playing Ghost of Tsushima Legends past the level 100 level cap, which he's reached. So
It's not level capped at 100, 120, and he hasn't reached that yet. He's just got to 100. But we can't get any
102
higher because we don't have anyone else to play with, and we can't raid. So that does annoy me actually, Evan. So that was a disappointment.
Things like that. We need a party of 4 that are level 100. Our raid takes 4 hours. The reason that I gave it a chance is because a lot of people hopped on Pixel Pints this year, and we've been talking about these things for a while. It's like, okay, I make fun of this stuff. It's kind of a shtick, but I enjoy hanging out with you guys and drinking. So let me extend that to maybe a genre or a style of game that I'm not familiar with or necessarily interested in. However, the reason that I'll do it is so that we can get online and talk and have fun and drink some beers type of thing. So I gave Apex Legends a crack, and then everyone immediately made fun of me. But that's fine because that's how the people in those games act. They make fun of how you shoot immediately. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. It poisons people's personalities.
Apex Legends too, dude.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's terrible. But
I'm rubbish, but I still enjoy playing.
so I took a crack at it. Wasn't my thing. Got into Dauntless with you guys for a bit. Had fun talking and hanging out. But you're just doing the same fucking thing, and it's all about. I don't care about loot. I don't care about changing the look of my character. I don't even make
Could have
characters that
fooled me
look like
when
me.
we were playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Hey,
Keith is hurt
Can we
now.
get into the game, please? Can we get into the game, please? No, I just want to check what gear that I've got. And then suddenly you're an assassin dressed in just a loincloth and some scary mask, and say, "Yeah, I'm good with that." Oh no!
Well, I mean, running naked through the woods with a Tengu mask on. Come on, that's a whole different beast.
That's a
Well,
fantasy
so, like,
So
fulfilled.
basically, current
Okay.
multiplayer structure. That's what
Yeah,
you put in.
right. I did have fun, but I hit that brick wall way quicker than most people do, and it's not for me. I did have fun hanging out with you guys online, but it's just like, like I guess I was right all along type of thing. For me,
well,
obviously.
you might be happy, you might not be happy, but when you finally do get a hold of a PlayStation 5, the small box chatting while watching each other play games works very well. So me and Liam have done that
I would
a few
rather do
times,
that. I
and
would
that
rather
was
do
really
that,
cool.
to be honest.
Because then
Yeah.
I could see like crazy scenes in why I wasn't worried about Demon Souls. I'm never going to play it. So, and then I was just doing side missions and like just flying around the city because I didn't want to spoil Spider-Man for him. But yeah, if you're like just happy to chat and just like see what I was doing.
Yep, I would totally do that. I'll shift my focus towards that stuff if I get a PlayStation 5. Not when.
Right.
Let's
Dan,
hold on there. So.
Yep.
Let's move on from Evan trying to walk back his love for online multiplayer.
Okay. Mine is the same as yours, Keith. I was very disappointed with Doom Eternal. I loved the first Doom, and I burnt out halfway through the game. I was just done. I had killed enough, fucking hit enough people in the head. Like it was just like it was the same. It just became a boring gameplay loop for me. So yeah, and I'm not probably going to buy the next one. Yeah, I'm done with the genre, which is sad, really, because I really liked the first one, the first remake of the first one, or whatever.
That's great.
Yeah. Really relaunch, I suppose.
Right, so moving on to biggest surprise of 2020, and my nomination for biggest surprise is Evan plays online for a really long time to reach level 100 in Ghost of Tsushima Legends.
I'm
Love
surprised as well.
Mitch?
Come back to me. I'm still deciding between a couple.
Rafa?
I've got like 3.
Is
got
one
3 of them.
how much of a turnip farmer you've turned into?
Sorry?
Is it how much of a turnip farmer you've turned into?
Yeah, this guy's all about the turnips.
So I have to choose between Fall Guys, Genshin Impact, and What the Golf.
All three are good.
Which one surprised me the most? I
What
think,
the golf is really good.
yeah, I think I'll go with What the Golf. Yeah, that game is impeccable.
By the third hole, you're like, all right, this is something different. This game is
Yeah.
different.
Like it keeps surprising you.
It doesn't
That's-
stop. That's the great thing about
Yeah.
it. It keeps
The moment
surprising
you thought
They
you
don't.
got the meta, like, oh, I know what this is doing. Like, no, like you're flinging off the UI or something.
It's an amazing game. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, that will be my pick.
Right, Matt?
EA Play is part of Game Pass Ultimate. That was my biggest surprise.
That's good.
I've dropped 30 hours into fucking Need for Speed Heat in the last week.
Oh,
Love it.
Never,
didn't know you,
never thought that I would ever
Brilliant.
play that game.
Do we
It's
need
so
to
good.
send someone round to check on you?
You might need to,
Wow.
yeah. I'm like, tweaking my Ford and tweaking my my Pontiac and like trying to get them all set up, and I've got my Pontiac so that it'll do the drifting. I'm really digging the drifting levels. Never would have
Yeah, I like the drifting.
fucking bought that game, and the fact that it was in
Sure.
Game Pass, like I just downloaded it for the fuck of it, and
And I started playing Jedi Fallen Order for nothing
yeah,
on the box that has no exclusive launch titles, but I don't care because I've got loads of stuff to play. Right, Evan, do you have?
I
big
have a counter to
surprise?
that, but I'm not going to do that now. I'll do that later.
Oh, we said most surprising.
yeah.
Oh, most surprising. Final Fantasy 15 is a good game.
Are you sure?
Veto. Yes.
Please.
Just kidding.
I had 2 full podcasts on it. One where Bentley from the starting point, came onto was it Podcast Reload at the time?
Yeah,
Maybe
it
to
was.
convince us both. The
Yep.
whole episode was about
The whole episode was
convincing us
convincing
to
you
buy
guys to play Final Fantasy 15. Yep.
Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, and that's the episode where I started the episode about 12 beers in. I was absolutely smashed that entire episode. It was actually pretty rough. There's one point that I recorded where I made a comment, and you can hear Bentley very quietly say, "Oh my god." Like he was like, this guy's fucking wasted. He is in no state to talk about Final Fantasy 15. But he went on, neither of us had played it. Months later, Vin had played it, and he talked about how much he hated it. And then I was just convinced it was a bad game. Matt Kyle and Shane Satterfield from Sifted, they dedicated
Hate the game.
they hate it. And like Matt fucking hates that game. I think he gave it one of the awards at the end of whatever year it came out.
The Turkey Award.
Yeah.
The Turkey Award.
Because he gave Final Fantasy 7 Remake Turkey this year too.
Yep.
Yeah. He just absolutely trashed that game up and down. So I was just convinced, like, yeah, boy band with their black leather outfits, and just like they didn't figure out what they were doing. 2/3 of the way through the game, they just gave up and put you on a train. And yeah, some of that stuff is true, but I think it's a good game. I'm surprised.
I think it's the anime tropes they don't like, because they seem to have a.
I hate that shit too for the most part. Like that shit bothers me, but it's not like a boy band game. Like the way that they made.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Created this. It's not like how they've. If you saw a trailer for it, you can make fun of it in that way, because you don't know how the story goes or how the characters interact per se. It's just not. It's not what the game is about. And I think it's good. I like the combat. The overarching story is really, really interesting. Told slightly poorly, yes. It has a lot of deficiencies, but I stand by it being a good game.
I sacrificed the last 100 gigabyte storage space on my PS5 towards installing that based on your excitement for the game, because I really want.
Oh man!
To do now.
All right, I'm starting to sweat. Luckily, I have the handkerchief with Spider-Man on it with my initial.
Okay. So my biggest surprise is Gods and Monsters having a title change to Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is a much shittier name.
Yeah, it's a worse title for sure.
It just made it more confusing and worse than it was. I mean, it was fine before, but now this is just so confusing.
I'm not sued by that name.
Choice.
No, they did have the choice. They could have said that Monster Energy has nothing to do with our video game. Go fuck yourselves.
That's true. I should have done that.
See you in court.
Yeah.
Done.
They have enough money to fight them.
So mine is quite self-serving, but I think Keith will appreciate it. My surprise of the year was after months of being in lockdown and playing hours of Warzone with Keith and Liam, and also Keith's friend David. We finally won a round of Warzone of 4 quads. So that was my surprise of the year. So we're good enough to win a round of Warzone.
I love it. That's a good pick.
I was surprised to hear that was the only time you.
Yeah, I figured you guys are winning all the time. Like
forever.
I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, but you want to get on Warzone, win some games. I didn't know you guys never won.
It was great. All that time and effort came to that one moment.
You guys won. That's awesome.
Right. So next is our favourite Pixel Points moment of 2020, and mine was going to be Evan's song, but it's not, because I didn't like the song.
Your wife liked the song though.
Yeah, she did. She said it was very good.
Okay. I'll take that.
But she's not voting, so
fair enough.
You can vote for your own song if you want, and I'm sure other people will vote for your song.
I completely forgot about that actually until you brought it up just now.
But my favourite Pixel Points moment is actually setting this shit up and doing it regularly and getting all of you guys together, and this is a bit of a catch-all award, and just to give all of us, mainly me, a big pat on the back, and say well done everybody for everything that we've done together to make this show a success. at least in one territory. But we need to make headroads into India. So I can't.
We're taking over. We're taking over in the Philippines.
We
dude.
have to get in there and muscle Dim
Idle
Digital
game
out.
chat out. Yeah.
They got to go. Let's find a way.
They'll
I'm in for that.
never catch up to us in New Zealand. Come on, guys.
Right, Mitch, favorite Pixel Pints moment. Is it going to be today when it was announced that?
Yeah. No.
I won the That's a good one.
That's a good one. Actually, I was gonna put my runner up. I was gonna kind of steal yours. This is my quick short shout out runner up. My shout out runner up was doing the Last of Us Part 2 spoiler cast, because I got to do not only one-on-one amazing show, but I also got to do one on this one. So like to be able to do two,
really fun
was
times.
awesome.
Did we ever upload that, Mitch?
Yeah, it's uploaded.
It's
It
uploaded.
is uploaded. Okay, I want to listen back and I wouldn't know.
And then, so my actual choice is anytime we tell Matt to shut up and we talk over him.
That's a good one.
It's all with love, Matt. It's all with love.
I know it is. That's why I'm not flipping you off right now.
Right, Rafa.
Right. So
Shit.
I've actually got two. So the fun one is for me when that time when Burkhoff just zoned out, like completely, and then he left at some point and never returned.
I don't think that episode's even online.
Or something.
No, it's
I don't
not.
know.
No, never made it.
It's my birthday episode.
One of the lost episodes.
Actually, I'm going to change my pick to
Just an empty chair.
No, the curse is broken.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, and on a more serious note, it was the fact that I stopped going out of my way to meet new people, to make new friends and connections, due to the nature of my work. Like that doesn't allow it much, and I said like 2020 will be the year I change that, and I start socializing more. Right, I would invest more in this side of things because it's important. Like I always neglected it because I didn't feel the need to seek out and make new friends, talk to people, you know. But yeah, it's been good for me, and I'm glad to be part of this. So
Good. We're glad to have at least one talented person on the show.
Yeah, that is a true statement. If there ever was one.
Right, Matt.
I was gonna kind of divide this between a few different selections. I miss Palatable Pints, Dan.
I know we need to get that back and running in the new year. I've actually got 2 packages reboxed, ready to go. So when I'm going to try again.
Different courier
I'm using a different shipping company this time.
Round 2, baby. Let's go.
So we're going to try again
Okay,
for the new
let's
year.
try it again.
And that was a relaunch. That's definitely.
Did you review the
priority
first
of mine.
match by mistake? Hello.
I did really enjoy doing that. So that's a priority of mine to get that up and running.
So that's one honorable mention. Another honorable mention is episode number 7, where Evan and I are wearing the same vest.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
Good
great.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty trash on
Double
that episode
vested.
too. And then probably my favorite moment ever of Pixel Pints is one that's not online. But we all hung out and played Warzone, and Keith got really mad at me for picking up all the shiny objects. Because I was trashed,
I can
and I was
see
like,
it. I can see it in my head.
this is a weapon. Let me go grab this. And Keith's like, you idiot. That's a fucking, what do they call that? The
Most wanted bounty.
Yeah, the bounties. So you idiot, that's a fucking bounty. What are you doing? I'm like, I thought it was a weapon. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
All right, Evan.
Runner-up is constantly taking the slight amount of time it takes to position a camera and rub the lens out so it doesn't look like someone breathed on it, and take a picture and add a filter and then post it so it gets more likes than McWomble. and that you're actually in like whatever gimmick. It's a gimmick or whatever. You're slightly annoyed that I get 3 more likes than you or whatever the hell we get on this damn Instagram account we have. That's the runner-up. It's always a good time when you get slightly annoyed, especially one of the episodes I was playing something, and I couldn't be on the episode, but I saw you guys live, and McWomble couldn't help himself. He had to say something about I was not
like
posting anything on the
what it's
yes,
what I described you as.
I think that's what you mentioned. Like, oh,
It's
this guy said he was
all-
gonna delete the account, and then all of a sudden he shows up and he gets more likes than me. Like, fuck this guy. That's always a fun one.
What have you got on Liam that he only ever likes your posts and not mine?
Yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to
It's
ask
got
him.
the charm, McWomble.
That
I've
can't be
been
right.
I've been off Instagram for a really long while. Not because I'm trying to stay off of it. I just don't have the time for it. I should go back and like all the posts that I missed.
It's
I will
all
say-
meant in jest, Evan. You dirty like whore.
Keith,
Sorry.
you never stick around
Yeah,
for the
I'll-
after show.
No, because I've got stuff to do.
One of these days,
Oh, are
you
you
should
gonna-
stick around for the after show. I'm just saying.
Should probably stick around for the after show. Yeah. Actually, speaking of which, one of my favorite my so that's the runner up, the Instagram bullshit. My favorite thing is the Pixel Pints after show, where, well, at least me and Matt get,
Usually
and
get pretty
sometimes
hammered,
Otaps and Mitch will stick around, get drunk and continue on talking for way too long, sometimes completely consuming my entire Saturday and having me lying on the sofa until a good 2 p.m. on Sunday because I drank too much. So yeah, I just kind of wrapped up in what McWomble and Rafa were saying as well, with just this being just a fun thing to do, talking with you guys and hanging out and drinking. So yeah, that's
One of them, to add to Evan a little bit. Even though we didn't have an awards last year, I will say, if I could add to something from last year before Pixel Pints, was Burkoff's speech about Kojima on the after show.
That is still online
Yeah.
somewhere, yeah.
Because he was telling him how much Kojima has failed him, and he will fail me as a youngin.
Right, Dan.
good
Favorite Pixel Pints.
So I've got an honourable mention, and it's again after show related. It was the time where it was 8 a.m. We did an 8 a.m. show, and then Keith left, and then I was like, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna have a beer, and me, Matt, and Liam, I think, decided we could link up Spotify on Zoom, and we were just listening to like 90s rock.
Oh, that
and
sounds
then
great.
just drinking, and like it ended up. I think that's ended up playing Warzone, and I had to go at and then my wife got back quite heavily pregnant at 1 p.m. and I was trashed in the dining room. Like she was like, "What have you been doing?" I was like, "I'm having a great time." Like, so,
90s
So, yeah,
music is
that-
on.
that-
You got a controller in your hand.
that was my
just fucking
that would be my
smash.
runner up. My win was though it only happened a few weeks ago, and it took a while for the episode to go up, so maybe not all of our viewers have seen it, but was the unexpected arrival of Keanu Reeves
I thought
in
this
one
was
of our
gonna come up.
episodes.
Pretty good. I love how how Maddie, he was quiet for like almost the entirety of the episode.
Mikey.
I
And
was
he tried
surprised
to-
at how
He tried to help us with the quiz too. I wish I would have
Yeah, he
known
did.
what he was talking.
His sign language in the
friction
quiz
games.
is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be
Wow.
my favorite moment actually. It's recent, but it was hilarious because it was just we weren't expecting him on, and we'd all dressed up, and also did all the outfits that one, and everyone dressing up was great. So there we go.
Right. So we've got, well, technically 3 more because best game is Mitch's choice. So the next one is the Among Us Award for the best game that should be nominated in 2020 but isn't. So this is a bit of an odd category because Among Us has been in early access for a really long time, but suddenly blew up this year.
Yeah, 2.5 years.
And so has got nominated for the best multiplayer game. Who cares? So this is a award that we can give to any game from any year that we think should get a nomination in 2020, thanks to the nomination of Among Us. And Matt, can you guess what my pick's going to be?
What your pick's going to be?
Yeah.
Going to be a Spiders game.
No, that would be what, Greedfall? That was this year.
Or was it this year? Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
Greedfall was last
Also,
year.
I was not asked this question.
Greedfall was last year, but I played it this year.
It was
Okay.
2019.
Okay.
No, Matt, how can you let me down? It's The Witcher Tales. It's Thronebreaker.
Really? Okay. All right. Thronebreaker makes it every year for you then.
It has to be.
It's an ongoing game every
It's the
year.
best. It's the best card game expansion update to The Witcher 3.
This award title is getting longer and longer as it goes.
That's the whole point.
Mine
Very
is
specific. Very specific.
mine will be actually no, I will I think other people will pick. Come back to me. Actually, I was gonna pick one, but I think I'm just gonna pick it as my nominee for Game of the Year. But someone else will pick my actual Game of the Year that I'll just put on there.
Okay.
Right, Rafa.
I too need a bit more time. because,
Okay.
It's
Matt?
not GTA 5 online
Yeah.
or Red Dead
there's-
Online.
I sure that update coming.
There's so many games I can nominate. I'm gonna put Dreams.
Dream.
Interesting.
That's
Oh, nice.
Dreams honestly should be a Game of the Year candidate and somehow isn't. It behooves me. That game is a master fucking piece of innovation.
Technical genius, yeah.
Fucking genius.
Mine,
Yeah, on the innovation side, yeah, I agree.
mine is one that I've been pissed about since 2014.
Is it Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning?
No,
Is it Re-Reckoning?
no.
Re.
It's the Talos Principle. The Talos Principle got
man.
fucking robbed because
Oh, it came out in December, right?
yeah, it came out in December, and at the tail end of December, so it was like December 26th or some shit is when it came out.
Ouch.
It was
Yeah.
a casualty of the time loop awards.
Yeah.
The limbo season.
Oh, you know what, McWomble? Next year you should make the award of the nominee that should be nominated for the Game of the Year awards, but missed it because it missed the time loop window.
Yeah,
But I
the
don't-
game that
somehow I
got
just-
screwed awards.
The
That's
screwed
been
award.
That would have been Jedi Fallen Order, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would have been Jedi
That's,
Fallen
another,
Order.
that's another good pick.
Right.
Yeah.
Evan, do you have one?
Yes, I do.
Is
Can
it-
anyone guess?
Like
Is
a
it
dragon,
blasphemous?
touched for
Ah.
Yeah, it's
the
blasphemous.
first time.
So
Yeah.
technically, Mitch, Yakuza Like a Dragon did come out in 2020 in Japan and in
Yeah.
Western territories.
So
So it
This-
came out in 2020, so it doesn't count.
yes, it does. You said any year, as long it's
Oh,
just
no.
a game that it's just a game that wouldn't get Game of the Year nominee.
Oh, is
That
that what
should
it is?
be.
Oh, okay.
And it could
I
be
thought it
any
was like
year,
a game
so-
that didn't come out in the current
No,
year. That
'cause
okay.
I
see what you're
picked
saying.
Dreams. Dreams came out in 2020.
Okay, right. Okay.
I suppose
That's
it was an
right.
early access, wasn't it, earlier than that?
No,
That's
Dreams
what
came out in
may
February
have confused
2020.
me.
Technical
so-
release.
Well, Mitch probably is right in what I would nominate. However, I'm going to go with my misunderstanding of this award, only because Blasphemous is fucking amazing. It is such a great game. It gets. I have to lower it a bit on my top couple of the year, which I'm guessing we'll probably do a podcast of in December, because there is a missable trophy that is so unforgivable that I fucking missed it. And so what should take 1.5 playthroughs is going to take me at least 3 or more to do. And I'm so fucking pissed that I'm not going to be able to get this goddamn platinum trophy because of it. However, Blasphemous is amazing. It's one of the best like pixel side scrollers that I've played in like I don't even know, like a decade. It's absolutely amazing. And I watched a lot of like the quick looks on Giant Bomb and that, and they're like, yeah, you know, it's kind of one of those games, and it's not. No, it's so much more than what they're saying it is. And
Does it have online co-op?
no, it does not. It is a single player game, which makes me happy. So that's why it
Makes
keeps
me
on my
happy.
list. But makes me very happy. But yeah, it's you know, they tagged it as like this punishingly brutal Metroidvania. It's not that hard. It's as hard as some of the other.
Punishingly brutal Metroidvania games that you can play.
Yes, yes. It's as hard as all those really hard games. But yeah, it's I'm surprised as well that I kind of overlooked it when it came out, and yeah, it's a really really good game.
Dan,
I was hoping Matt was here for mine, but maybe I'll just say it anyway. Mine is going to be the game that I became slightly obsessed with and then needed counseling to remove myself from playing. It would be Dauntless. That game has evolved in ways that I was shocked by, but I am avoiding it because I could get pulled down that rabbit hole very easily.
right?
Yeah, you got to like level 20. You started it, and then one weekend, and then the next weekend you had like out leveled everyone else that had been on the call.
No, it was worse than that,
or
Evan.
something crazy.
I'd played it. I'd out leveled everyone, and then when I tried to sync it to the Epic Store, it erased all my progress, and then I did it again.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So that was why it was like dangerous.
Yeah. So you had to remove yourself. It makes sense now.
Yeah. So yeah.
Michael, have you got a choice?
So what did you Mitch pick?
Mitch picked Dreams.
Okay. And
You can pick the same. Absolutely
yeah,
fine.
No, I'm just thinking because I didn't go. I kind of stood on the beaten path. I didn't play any like not obscure titles, but I mostly played like the basic person I am, the most acclaimed ones, and like it feels off nominating any of those because they are generally good. So if free to play titles are
You want to go Genshin Impact?
no. I think I would like to see the award go to Warframe.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Didn't play much of it, but I've been following and I've been thirsting to get back into it because it has so much content and so much like it's so fun to play, and
I've heard good things about it.
Supporting the new consoles, and it's such an the developers are so involved into the game's development. Like it's really interesting what they do, and it's a free game. I don't think that it still doesn't have like any paid expansions or anything. Like it's mostly cosmetics. There is a certain level of grind, but like the gameplay loop feels fun enough to just go for it.
Yeah. The one thing I would counter is the grind, because if you could use a gaming analogy, imagine all of the hardest Souls bosses from every Souls game and Bloodborne. That's the level of grind in that game.
Oh my god, that sounds
so.
I didn't get there then.
Yeah,
So
I haven't put nearly that much time into it.
One of the things that I crafted before I reached the point that Evan you did with online co-op stuff was, seriously, you want me to collect 9 million units of this thing, to craft this, and then as soon as because I was grinding, the gameplay loop is quite good. The traversal mechanic and movement is absolutely crazy.
I've seen some videos. Yeah, this seems quite like fluid, and you can jump and glide and all this shit.
If you can get the movement down, so it's really impressive at how quickly you can just move across the spaces, and some of them are quite vast and just whee. But yeah, when I saw the thing that I was trying to grind for is like, no, I need 9 million of this, and I currently sat at, after playing, I think I played for about 20 hours, and I had 1 million.
Oh,
And that's how.
Wow.
No,
Aren't
no,
there like
turned it off. Delete. Thank you
like
very
for,
much.
for instance, in people in GTA Online feel like that, but there are smarter ways to go about it. Like, is
Yeah,
there
you buy
like
shark cards.
no, no. I mean, like you can do heists or whatever. Like,
You can do heists. That's where I made a lot of my money on GTA Online.
isn't there anything like that in Warframe to like?
There probably is now, but when I was playing it, they hadn't
Right.
done the two biggest updates, which made progression a lot smoother.
Matt, I picked Dauntless for mine just because you weren't there, and I thought you'd appreciate that.
I do.
Right.
Definitely.
Then
Right.
Then I'll actually change my pick. Then I'll go with Fall Guys.
After all that,
Yeah. It's double
no
time.
explanation, just Fall Guys.
Just change
Yeah.
it. Right. So next category, which is our penultimate one, is our favourite gaming moment from 2020, and my pick is Lady Masako's questline from Ghost of Tsushima.
It's a great one. Those side quests are so good in that game.
But
Like
particularly
it's better than
hers.
the main story. Yes.
Sorry, what was that category?
The fourth act in all of those is just like, yeah, it really hits you. They did a really great job with those side quests.
And they don't pull any punches on it as well. There's some
Dark stuff.
Yeah.
Is this
Right.
is this personal gaming moment? Not
yes.
okay.
Mitch, what was your favourite gaming moment from 2020?
My favorite. Ooh, this is gonna be a spoiler for. So if it's The Last of Us Part 2 spoilers, so if you
Well,
haven't
you did
played
do
it,
the spoiler cast, so
I did the spoiler cast, so it's your fault if you haven't played it yet.
caving Joel's skull in with a golf club.
It's not only that. It's
What, the golf?
it's not the. It's not only that. It's you playing as that person, and I actually ended up. Sorry. Here's my favorite gaming moment was the fight between Abby and Ellie, and I didn't want either of them to lose. I literally did not want to play. I wanted to put my controller down and stop playing because I cared about both characters so much, and I never felt that in the game.
But that's still
Never
your
felt that in the game.
favorite moment.
Favorite moment.
Because it made you feel that way.
It made me feel that way. It's my favorite moment.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You bastard, Mitch.
Is that yours too, Dan?
Yeah, well, it's similar. We kind of talked about it on the spoiler
Podcast,
cast.
yeah.
Right. Rafa, do you have a favourite
my
gaming
personal-
moment from this year?
Yeah, so my personal favorite gaming moment this year was the fact that it was Animal Crossing. So it started by my partner making an account on my Switch, and then
Turnips is what
Brandon-
we're talking about.
I was gonna say
The illegal
yeah.
sale of
part of this,
turnips.
Black market turnips.
we shared an island together, and she was pissed that she couldn't do anything on her own, like because I was the administrator or whatever. Then she bought herself a Switch. She got the game. Then our friends that live downstairs, they also got themselves a Switch and the game. Like it was like COVID everywhere. Everyone was getting it.
Everyone was getting the Switches.
Yeah, and Animal Crossing.
N-
Yeah.
Nintendo
And
made
it was just this
bank.
thing that, especially in the beginning, like we would in the morning, it's actually quite sad. First thing in the morning, you wake up, you grab your phone, you go on social media. No, screw that. First thing in the morning, we kept our Switches charged next to our bed. We like, I usually wake up first. I pick my Switch, but then she hears the song and everything, and she grabs her like that. No more coffee. It was just a Switch, like, because it was. What happened today? What finished building today? What is ready today? Because it was like, it's this onboarding thing of like 2-3 weeks that every day happens something in a game. It was just marvelous. Like, it was because she's not a gamer. Like, we don't ever play games together, and like
Oh, she's
connecting.
not. Okay, that's
And
that's
connecting.
that's interesting.
with
That's a
her,
different
like,
level.
for the first time in 6 years, like that. It was special, And then it became all this big conversation among me, herself, and the other couple that lives downstairs, and like our lives revolved around like trading turnip prices.
When's the next shipment?
They all we all like a family Nintendo Switch online subscription so they can use the internet and go on other islands. Like I taught.
I don't know if this is a touching story or something I should be worried
This
about.
is like the most like casual and most hardcore at the same time.
Yeah,
it really is. It
It's
really
the building
is.
of two types.
Yeah, I always like this bracket of time in this year. Like it will always be palpable in my mind of how it started and how it ended, because they don't play it anymore. Like they are over it. It's me, like just a few days, like I had to lay out all the details about the new event, because I knew that I was going to tell, oh, it's Thanksgiving today, and they wouldn't want to spend like 6 hours like I did trying to figure out what I need to do to finish the event. Like in the end, like, oh, this is the event, and this is what you need to do, because I kind of wanted them to have those items as well. And then I could give them a copy to you if you want, but yeah, they didn't play it either way. Like I think they are officially over. Maybe my partner will go in for the winter event. But yeah, like it was a nice moment this year that lasted like 4 or 5 months, and that's my favorite moment of this year.
Right. So what we're talking about is a addiction to turnip harvesting, and then the black market turnip market.
If you want to condense it, yeah.
Right, Matt.
My favorite gaming moment of 2020 is
Star Wars Squadrons.
No, but close. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So
yeah, I want to hear this.
Yeah, so like
already.
I wasn't sold on this game. Like I really like Symphony of the Night. It's like a game that I got into after the fact and like really enjoyed. And then Evan played Ritual of the Night, and I was like, but is it really like Symphony? I don't know. Most of the stuff I saw it doesn't seem quite like that game. But the more that Evan got into it, the more I wanted to play it. And I ended up jumping head first into it and really enjoying the game. And I think defeating Bloodless was the height.
Oh my god, I love that whole saga of you getting absolutely fucking pissed at that boss.
Dude, I was so like I've never.
She might be the worst, the most difficult and annoying boss in that game.
I've never been so close to like chucking my controller through the TV. And my thumb's hurting. Like my left thumb has never hurt quite the way that it does right
Not since the old days of the old
exactly
SNES D-pad. Yeah,
exactly, because I'm playing on a D-pad on the Xbox, and so I was like really I got into this game way more than I thought I was going to. So that's my favorite gaming moment this year.
Thank you, Evan.
This isn't going to win. These are so specific, but anyways, so I have a friend who doesn't play games, and years and years ago, I might have said this actually on the Last of Us Last of Us 2 spoiler cast, but every now and then my friends will come over. This is years ago. We'll drink, and then eventually we'll bust out playing games. So one time I busted out Hotline Miami. And my friend was just absolutely enamored with the soundtrack. Like he couldn't believe it. And he's not a gamer. He's like, oh, this song. Oh, just like dancing. And he just like went absolutely nuts. It's a song by Moon, by the way. And then we went to Taiwan years and years ago, and we were playing that exact same song in the hotel room when we were getting ready, joking that it would be great if we went to a place and we convinced the proprietors or the people at the place that we could flood the Hotline Miami music in the bar that we're at. fast forward later that night, we're in the bar, and they just have YouTube connected to the sound system, and then like there's like only like 5 people at the bar, and the girl's like, oh, you can just go on YouTube. So we go on YouTube and we play that song. And we're just going nuts because we can play. Like it happened exactly as we joked in the fucking hotel room. Fast forward to this year, my friend comes over because he is interested in like the Last of Us, but he doesn't know anything about it. So I was like, okay, I just got The Last of Us Part 2. Just come over, see it on my TV, my beautiful LG 55-inch OLED, and make the decision for yourself. So come over, and we're at the part. And I hadn't seen anything. I kept away from the PlayStation State of Play and all that. There's a part where Ellie, mild spoilers. Ellie goes under this building. She's in the water, and she comes up on this woman on a box with her back facing you, and you're like, she should be able to hear the water behind you. This is kind of weird. And you come up on her, and you grab her by the head, and and hold a knife to her throat. You realize she has a PSP in her hand, or a PS Vita, rather.
PS Vita.
A PS Vita, yes. Thanks, Rafa. With her headphones, I'm like, oh, that's why she couldn't hear the water. And you get into an altercation, you fucking stab the shit out of her. And then she drops the PS Vita. And I get up, and from the headphones that she had on, you can hear this song. And I'm like, walking, like, wait, what the and I hear, and I'm like, that's the fucking Hotline Miami song. And then I turn the camera, and sure enough, on the PS Vita, facing up in this game, is Hotline Miami. And I'm sitting here on the sofa with my friend who doesn't play video games, but we had this strange connection from years back in Taiwan and drinking and that. And we were just like, what the holy shit. And we just had this like really, really weird moment. It was just, and it wouldn't have been the same if he wasn't there, because it took years and years to get to this point. And we just fucking laughed, and like, we couldn't believe that it was just so particular. It was so specific. And if he wasn't there, it wouldn't have been the same, but it was one of my favorite moments of the year. And even in that game.
So what you're saying is you want to change your pick for Blasphemous for the game that should have been awarded in 2020 to Hotline Miami because it appeared in The Last of Us Part 2.
You know what? I might re-up on Hotline Miami every single year, because that is one of my favorite games in the last 20 years for sure.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to write that down as a nomination.
Yeah, that's a really specific award.
Hotline
it's not going to
Miami
win.
In The Last of Us Part 2. That's
it
is. That's his moment.
Okay, Mitch explained it. Yeah, Hotline Miami.
I feel like this story should reach the developers of both games. Like
it's so great.
It's
like it wouldn't have been the
hectic,
same
yeah.
if it wouldn't have been the same if Simon wasn't there. It would not have been the same.
Like more people need to know about it.
So yeah,
It blew my mind that Hotline Miami was in The Last of Us Part 2. I couldn't believe it.
Evan, what you need to do is you need to take a video of yourself trying to or we just snip that bit of the show out and you post it on Instagram and obviously get more
Get
likes
all the likes.
Get all the likes.
At least 3 more.
No, McWomble. He has to re-record it because he has to have sombering music, being like, we were playing Hotline Miami together, and then there's that moment. The moment we saw it in game, it was Hotline Miami. And we're like,
and we looked at one another.
We looked at one another, and then
once the archive goes up, I could download it and edit it. Like, just send me the music file or whatever. The music video.
I will send you the MP3, Rafa. We can do this.
The song is amazing, by the way.
You can literally just find on YouTube's editing. It offers free music. You can find a song anywhere on there.
Yeah, Dan, quickly before these idiots carry on talking.
Oh, it's okay. I've got 2 honourable mentions, and mainly just because of stories people have told already, and I've got one that was my favourite of the moment. So one being what Mitch said, the honourable mention, that Last of Us 2, that there was times in that game which were like incredible. Like the one that Mitch mentioned, where I've never played a game where I just didn't want to press punch anymore, or didn't want to press kill, like whatever. Like, that's incredible. And the way they drew me into those characters, and I didn't want to see one of them die. That was pretty amazing. And then same for Rafa. So I bought my wife a Switch Lite for Animal Crossing, and we both played Animal Crossing together. in the start. And I
that's
think
cool.
it was
I
probably
like
perpetuated by lockdown.
Sure.
Definitely, she never
Oh, yeah.
would have. But originally I was going to buy it for her because we were going to go to Japan and we're going to do a lot of time traveling around on like the trains and stuff. So I said it would be a game that we can play together while we're like passing the time. So I still did it when we went to lockdown and we had those times. And she still picks it up and plays it. I've moved on, but she still picks up and plays it. And she didn't play it for ages. She was like, "Oh, awesome! I can dive now," because I hadn't given her updates. So like, she likes to go in, discovers new things. So she's been really enjoying that, and especially at the tail end
I like
before
that.
Thomas arrived, when she was up in the middle of the night because she couldn't sleep because she was massively pregnant. She'd just turn on her Switch light and play Animal Crossing and do her little tasks and all that kind of stuff. And she's not a gamer at all, so that was pretty incredible. But actually, and my best moment of the year was turning on my PlayStation 5 and having that controller and putting on not actually watching any unboxing videos. Like I avoided all of that. I avoided any of the UI stuff and like just seeing it all for the first time and playing
nice.
Astrobot and that haptic feedback in the controller
Must be nice.
and just being blown away by how impressive it was. That is my that's my gaming moment of the year.
You see that,
so
McWomble?
So
That's why Microsoft failed.
No, I bought an Xbox. I'm really excited for it.
No, I'm
And
not.
probably
No,
play it, but still.
I'm not saying that. I'm not.
My favorite
I'm
my
just-
favorite gaming moment of the year is Dan just slighting everybody on the podcast, being like, "I have a PS5 and you don't."
It's what he wanted to say. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, despite what I
I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, is it that? And I just thought, and I was like, well, actually, it was to be honest, if I'm brutally honest, it was harder as well. All the time I've been able to play multiplayer with you guys. Like this year has been really shit.
He's trying
really,
to
with
sweeten you
lockdown
up. Don't
and all
listen
that
to
kind
him.
of stuff.
One of these
No, I'm being
fingers will
serious.
disappear. Ready?
And actually, just like all of those things, so the Mitch thing, the Rafa thing, us all being able to play online together, and me like having loads more like PlayStation friends and Xbox friends and the crossplay. But I thought about it all, and I thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna be selfish.
As you should, my
playing
friend. As
in the
you should.
PlayStation 5
Shove it
experience.
right in everyone's face. I would do the same thing if I had a
would.
fucking
You
PlayStation.
absolutely would.
Yes. So do it. Yes. I'm glad you have one. Yeah. Oh, must have been. You did a smart thing where you kept away. I couldn't help it. I was looking at the UI shit. I was clicking on all of Rafa's links.
Doesn't
I
matter.
couldn't help
It
myself.
doesn't matter.
So,
Doesn't matter.
I would
Still
say
fun to
that's the
enjoy.
only next gen.
Fair enough.
It was still
fair
fun.
enough.
It was still
Yeah.
fun, and it'll be fun when you turn it on and you'll be like to actually do it yourself. So
Yeah.
Well, where are we
genuinely
at?
excited for
So it's the last category, which
The long one.
is most excited for 2020.
2021.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I didn't Evan and count it back a year.
I'm sorry. I'm most excited about 2020 getting to 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God.
Gonna
we're
be
almost done with
2021
this damn
already?
year. Yeah.
Dan's
I will-
being asked how much fucking longer are you guys going to talk shit online?
That is exactly what's
I
going
do have
on right
mine
now.
already. So
I have
I'm
mine
only
already,
doing.
too.
I'm only going to say this one because I'm assuming it will go out of 2021, but it has been announced for 2021, so I will pick it, and that is God of War Ragnarok. There is no other game
We're just
that
doing
I
one
would
more.
ever be excited for. I like the negotiation that's going on. Just
We all paused.
Technically, Dan, we have two more. We have the game of the year.
Yeah, but
She's
that
going to
doesn't
shower
make
now,
us-
so it's all right.
All right.
So God of War
Ragnarok?
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
There should be no other game that should be considered.
What a great game.
How dare you? In fact, there's 3 games that should be considered, plus all their DLC. And that's the Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm excited for that. I'd like.
Oh, fuck. You just changed
those
my
games again.
decision, dude.
Right, so
Did you forget?
Wow. I might have to pull out the veto power for this one. Jesus Christ.
So,
To give
Is
it
this
to a
most anticipated
remaster,
game
that's such a
for-
shame. That's just a
well, it's
shame.
It's
a sham.
It's a phenomenal
God of War
game series.
Ragnarok isn't coming out, so it's fine.
It's a sham wow. It's a fucking sham wow.
Sham wow. Hey, like actually, I have something that kind of looks like a sham wow. All right. Anyways,
Rafa,
Go on.
most excited for 2021.
The re-release of GTA 5.
Yeah,
Nice.
yes, it has to win.
That's right.
Any
Yeah,
company
no,
that
the
can
one
justify
coming.
releasing it across
The
3
jump
console
from-
generations
God,
deserves an
I
award.
forgot about
PS3
that.
to PS4 was amazing. Like
Yep.
I had so much. I was so wowed with
So
what
so
they.
so it's the turnips, and then you go back to your GTA 5.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm really excited to see what they do for. I hope I won't be disappointed. I'm just using it as a reference of what it's been like from PS3 to PS4. I
What are you
expect, like,
looking for, Rafa, in terms of not being disappointed?
Cross-play with Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
Oh man, the villager just fucking mowing people down.
I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait for them to drop the first trailer. I will lose it. Like,
Evan,
To be fair,
I-
Rafa, I probably will jump back in. We were talking about it, and actually, I love GTA Online. I've just gone away from it, but with the update coming, it's the first time I've actually thought about coming back.
actually, it's just that it's not going to be too violent. It's going to be the Tom Nook heist.
Nice. Yeah, that fucker's a
Okay.
thief. Oh, imagine if you could get the villagers together to steal all the money back that fucker has stolen from
Keith,
everyone.
they are doing this already.
I would play
That's
that
why
mission.
They are adding
The
an
ultimate heist.
island next
Yeah,
to
there
the
you go.
map.
The
That's
Tom
the
Nook
Animal
Island.
Crossing island.
Right, Matt.
Well, it was going to be Bravely Default 2, but then you brought up Mass Effect Legendary. So, yeah, obviously my most excited for 2021 is going to be Mass Effect Legendary.
Really, Default 2? I was really impressed with that demo. I played like 3 hours of
I'm
it.
excited for it. Like, I think it's going to be a good game, and it's.
I
the
don't like the
only-
style, but the RPG, the JRPG, I suppose, yeah, the JRPG systems are like quite like layered. It's quite complex, and I like what I see.
I expect it to be a more cohesive story than Octopath.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm excited for.
Right, Evan, you're most excited for 2021.
If it comes out in 2021, and this is just wishful thinking, probably Breath of the Wild 2. It's I mean my Switch
That's
is,
amazing. Just as you said that, OTAP said, "I bet Evan's going to put Breath of the Wild."
oh shit,
and
yeah,
and then you said it.
he did.
That's incredible.
Well, he knew. He knew what I was going to say. Yeah, I mean,
You want to collect more seeds so that someone can give you a troll prize of a golden shit.
well, the funny thing is, I never fucked with the Korok seeds. I realized
He
it
just
was
loved the shrines. He was addicted to the
both- yeah.
shrines. That's all it
addicted
was.
to the shrines, baby. I want some more. It just
Okay.
I haven't felt the sense of adventure in a game since Breath of the Wild. It was such a great experience for me, and I'm convinced that they've taken, much like Nintendo does, as most developers do. They had ideas that weren't fully fleshed out in the first game. They're up against a timeline. We got the Wii U, but the Switch is coming out. Well, we gotta make it for both systems. All this shit, right? They have all these ideas that they couldn't put into the first game that they're going to perfect and rework, and listen to all the criticisms of the first game, mix all that shit together, and just make a better product in Breath of the Wild 2. And that's what I'm interested to see. And a lot of people might think it's like, oh, it's going to be Breath of the Wild plus one thing. And I just don't think that's going to be the case. I guess there's an argument for it, but it's not the same thing. Whereas you see Super Mario Galaxy 1 versus 2, it's like the same thing, but they added some stuff that they left out of 1, and they had said that. In this case, beer.
I wonder what was the question.
Yeah,
Do
what
you
was
need
the
anything?
question? What was
Do
the
you need
question?
anything?
To answer for Evan, there already is a game out that is just as curiosity that perfects it, and that is called Ghost of Tsushima. It actually fills up the map with interesting things that you want to go visit, not a desert land of nothingness.
Okay.
Hey,
It's a
let people have
shame.
their picks, Mitch.
It's a shame that he considered calling that That's the only game recently that's done that.
Those are full of currencies.
Right,
Shame.
Dan, pick.
Mine is what I consider the best game of the Last Generations sequel.
Did you just fall?
No, I'm sorry.
Horizon Zero
Horizon
Dawn
Zero
2.
Dawn 2. Or Horizon Frozen
Wilds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
No,
that's
That
a
was the
Forbidden
game
West.
that's a good pick.
That's a
Forbidden
good
West. Sorry.
second. That was gonna be my
Sorry,
second.
Forbidden West.
That would have been
I
my number
love
2.
Horizon Zero Dawn. It's like my favorite game of the generation. I went away from it. I came back like a year or two later to play the DLC because I didn't play it straight after.
So
And
good.
I just picked it
So
up and it just felt amazing. Haven't felt like it aged at all. And especially when during lockdown I played The Witcher 3, what a pile of trash. In comparison, like I just just
I'm
amazing.
glad that
Amen.
there's so many of us that are fucking Witcher 3 haters.
Amen.
Well,
Dude, Horizon Zero Dawn is amazing.
About Thronebreaker of Witcher Tales.
I like that aspect of the game.
Whatever. Okay, final. Let's go. McWomble,
Final one, game
character.
of the year, Mitch. We're not going to come to you because you can announce it live.
No, but I want to do it. I don't want to do a nominee that might not win.
You can do an honourable mention.
Okay.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
it's
kinda
going to
like
be
a
a
runner-up.
nominee. It's going to be a
Okay.
nominee.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
my game of the year was Ghost of Tsushima.
I knew it.
That's fair.
Great,
Yeah.
It's a great pick. It's a great pick.
Yeah.
I'm doing a flip flop, McWomble. I'm sorry. I'm taking Dreams away and putting Resident Evil 3 inside game of that could be a game of the year category because I think it's just short of being a game of the year. It's really, really
Right.
remarkable.
I think that's
But
a solid
I am-
pick for that category.
But I'm putting Dreams in the nominee section of the game of the year. I convinced myself that it is that remarkable that it deserves to be in this category.
Okay.
Okay. But you won't let it win.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I have a month to think about it.
Right, Rafa.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, good
Makes-
pick.
I was
makes
waiting
sense.
for
It's been
Rafa
amazing
to, I was
worldwide.
waiting for
It's
Rafa to say
such great
GTA
gaming
5.
moments.
By the way, Animal Crossing has a good chance to win Game of the
No, it does not. It has
the Game
I
zero.
think it
Has
I honestly think it
zero
deserves
shot.
to win.
I think that
Your
it does.
guys'
I think it deserves to win just purely on
Nope.
how it hit
Nope.
the world.
Nope.
People, it went wild. I honestly think it deserves to win just purely
We're
on
not
that.
talking about the Game Awards right
Sorry,
now. We're talking
sorry.
about our
I'm
awards.
sorry. I just because I listened to you guys, I just have to. When I listened to this, I was like, "What are you all thinking?"
All the casual people that bought it would vote.
Yeah.
These are journalists. The journalists will pick the most
Casual
remarkable
people.
game, and it's not going to be Animal Crossing. I'm sorry, it's never going to
They
happen.
picked Fortnite.
Never going to
because
happen.
The
broke
Last
into
of
people's-
Us.
I think you underestimate Brandon Jones and other people who are fucking judges for the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they think The Last of Us 2 is way more remarkable of an experience in a game than ever would they think of Animal Crossing. They
Yeah,
just
you
think
didn't
Animal
pick
Crossing
that.
is
That's
fun.
not been nominated in no award yet. You picked Dreams. So.
What?
And-
Someone's going
and
to pick The
Rafa
Last of Us
picked
Part
Animal
2.
Crossing. So right now,
Liam-
Dreams versus Animal Crossing.
Liam's
and
going to
Animal
pick The
Crossing
Last
wins.
of Us Part 2. Liam's
My-
going to pick it, and it's going to be in
Matt, get on
there.
with it.
My choice is Star Wars Squadrons because
I thought
it's
so.
a $40 game with a full
Erebus Jones will be happy.
campaign.
It's a great
He can
game.
vote
and
for
a
it if he wants
full multiplayer.
Oh, that's right.
This was fucking phenomenal. I bought it day one. I played through it the first weekend I had it. Excellent game. Totally.
Yeah, really
enjoyed
good
it.
game.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
Evan.
Oh, it's Game of the Year. Wait, why am I surprised by this? We've been talking about it for at least the last 15 minutes.
Or the
It has
last
to
hour and a
have
half.
come out in 2020, yeah?
Correct.
Yes,
Yes.
Fuck.
that's
All
why
right.
we had the other round.
Oh, that makes sense now. Everything makes sense now. Fuck. I mean, The Last of Us 2 is so good. It's such a great game, and so is Ghost of Tsushima. But those have already been nominated, so I'm going
You-
to.
Last
Last
of
of
Us
Us
2
has not been
But
nominated.
you haven't played the single player of Squadrons yet.
I have not, but I don't like flying in space. I
Yeah,
don't like
the last,
flying.
Evan, The
just
Last of Us
played
2
it.
has not been nominated.
Last
just
is
for
not
the
been
record.
nominated.
Has
But
not
you
been
can
nominated
also
yet.
say Ghost of Tsushima because it's your choice. Don't let just because Mitch won the fantasy league. Don't let him sway your vote.
I understand Mitch's logic is is very fantasy football logic, where he knows that Liam's going to pick that, so he didn't pick it himself, which makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to pick it because I know Liam is going to pick it.
Watch,
even though it
Liam's
took
not
him
going
like
to pick it
8
just to spite us all, and then it will not be a nominee.
He,
I don't know,
yeah,
it
he
took-
would
well,
do like fucking sushi.
Well, who knows?
or
It
shit.
took him 8 months to finish the fucking game. Maybe he didn't, he changed his mind. All right. So with that logic, that the games that a game like the Last of Us will already have been picked by Liam, I'll throw my head in for Yakuza 7, Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Like a
Great game.
dragon.
Took
I
balls
expected
to
no less.
change the entire, like, the main system of the game, which used to be a 3D brawler, into a JRPG, and changing the protagonist, which pissed off a lot of people. Like, I think that that took a lot for them to try something new. And you know what? It makes sense for developers that have made 8 or 9 games, or however many games, that they take a left turn, try something new. And I think that I'm not awarding them because they tried something new. I'm awarding them because they tried something new and it was also good. I think the JRPG systems work great. The story's solid. They created a brand new cast of characters. When it comes to a game that's in like its 6th or 7th edition, taking a left turn and creating new characters would normally piss people off, and it did piss some people off. But the new characters are great. They work together. It's not necessarily just like a game about a single character. It's about the group more so this time around. And yeah, I just think that it's a very Japanese game, right? And I understand it's not for everyone. I'm well aware of that fact, and it's just a target for me at this point. So it's kind of downplayed in that sense, but they just do a really, really good job with piecing these games together, and through the side quests and the character building and the overarching
Okay, you've made your
story.
fucking point.
Leave me alone.
Jesus.
I'm talking about Yakuza 7. No, it's a good game.
Evan,
really
how much
like
did you pay for that? Because I think it's free on Game Pass.
Not yet, but it will be.
It's not free on Game Pass yet.
I almost said
Give,
that.
give it 2 months.
Well, who knows? Evan might be more likely to get an Xbox and a PlayStation at this rate in Japan, so he might have
I'll
Game
get
Pass
whatever
very
I can
soon.
get right now.
Yeah. My pick was going to be The Last of Us 2, but I really hope Liam doesn't pick it, just so Mitch can't pick it as his game of the year because he picked Dreams.
What if no one
But,
picks it? That'd be fucking amazing and also crazy.
So I'm going to pick, because I've never owned any Xbox products up until last year, where I jumped into the Game Pass beta on PC. And
Tactics?
I've had a great year and a bit now, year and 4 months, playing PC games for free. I know pay monthly, but very minimal amount on Game Pass. So I'm going to pick a Xbox first party game, Gears Tactics. It's only just released on the console, but on PC, I thoroughly enjoyed that game. It was between that and Crusader Kings 3, because I was going to be a bit controversial, because the other 2 games I would have picked, or one of the games I was going to pick, so I've gone for that. So I'm going for Gears Tactics.
Wow.
Shocker.
That is, yeah, that's...
Curveball.
Well, I was interested. I was surprised to find that you were such a fan of all these games.
Yeah,
But
strategy fan.
strategy, real-time strategy fan.
Oh,
Is-
I've spent
you-
lost hours in like Total War games, like days.
Yeah.
Okay, so why is this the real-time strategy game that you like so much?
Gears Tactics is why I like it so much. Well, obviously I'm a massive XCOM fan. I wouldn't say it was as good as XCOM. I'll be upfront and honest about that. But for a first attempt from that developer doing this type of game, there's a lot of potential going forward. And so I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed what you could do. I quite enjoyed the story, actually. The story was a bit, but I quite enjoyed it, because the stories are always a bit in these kind of games. But yeah, it get me going. I wanted to go through it. Yeah, get me through the whole way through. Very much enjoyed it.
The one thing that I'll ask is,
Sounds
does it change like XCOM does?
What do you mean?
So like XCOM, you can go through the missions and the maps are different. So like,
Oh yes.
some of the story
Yes,
beats are the same, but
yeah, it's the same. So they're auto. So the monsters come from different areas.
God.
If you do different thing, like it comes. So if you attack it one way, then they drop at different points each time you play it. So it does.
All right. Okay.
The objectives in the same place, but where the boss enemies come from changes each time. So you
Nice.
can't just every time you play it, it's slightly different. So yeah, in that way. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
And on that bombshell that no one has nominated The Last of Us Part 2,
But,
this could royally backfire for Mitch, and he's going to end up picking Dreams as the 2020 Game of the Year.
Who said Last of Us Part 2 was going to be the winner? Come on now.
Yeah.
fair enough.
You did a 2.5 hour spoiler cast on that game. I don't remember you doing that for Dreams.
I think we did a 2.5 hour spoiler cast on it, and even those of us that didn't play Last of Us Part 2 all agreed that it was gonna fucking sweep Game Awards.
Yeah.
Liam has some heavy fucking shoulders, but
Right? Like he has no choice. He has to.
like, what are you
choose that
doing?
game.
What are you doing? What the fuck?
That's
Six
when
people
Liam
on the
comes in
podcast.
and goes.
No
This
one
is when
can
Liam
decide
comes
on
in
Last of Us.
and nominates Persona Royale, Persona 5 Royale, which it could possibly be.
He could do
What
that.
a
He's got a lot of time in
He
that
might
game.
pick Miles Morales. Who knows?
Oh,
Yeah, who
potentially.
knows?
Yeah.
I don't know what he. I don't
Or
know. What
Demon
he's played.
Souls.
Or Demon
Yeah.
Souls.
Playing Demon Souls. He's not played Marvel Last. He's going to play it. But he's playing Demon Souls at the moment.
Things to look forward to.
And to be honest, Cyberpunk 2077 was never selected because it's not out yet.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
that's a
on- and on that
huge
bombshell.
game that could get nominated.
Until next week, gentlemen.
It's been wonderful.
But Cyberpunk will never win.
You're beautiful.
No.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
I think it's funny. I probably would have nominated Last of Us Part 2 if I knew Nick didn't have all the control. Because he died, then I didn't do it. Because my vote doesn't count. I thought, well, I'll chuck a game I really
it's a great
enjoyed this
game.
year on the
Technically,
list.
Great
I
game.
will take your votes into consideration. I'm not going to select the winner until I get your votes.